You clicked on this video, so I'm assuming that you are shy. And I know exactly all those fears that you have because I had them too. Well, I want to share with you 5 things that I wish I knew while I was still shy. I was chronically shy for over 4 decades, and I finally learned to gain confidence in myself. But I wish I'd known these 5 things while I was still shy. And I'm going to share those with you so that if you're shy, you know them now, even if you haven't taken the steps yet to gain confidence. The first thing is being shy is not a weakness. I always thought I was the weakest person in the world because of my shyness. I didn't know how to join in with things. I feared what people thought of me. But shyness is not a weakness. Shyness really is our nervous system on high alert because we're looking out for those things that might hurt us, those things that people might say about us, how people might judge us, what they think of us. Will I fail? That nervous system is on high alert, looking out to try to protect us. But we're not broken. Our shyness is not really a weakness. It's just one of our characteristics. And we can learn to be confident the same way we learn to be shy. We learn to be shy because of maybe how we were treated, maybe some of it's genetic, but we learn to be shy because we listened to the things that we told ourselves, that we didn't measure up, that we weren't good enough, that we didn't look like them, or we didn't act like them, or we didn't talk like them. We learn to be shy through all those things that we told ourselves, or maybe that somebody else told us too. So that's number 1. Shyness does not mean that you're broken. I wish I'd known that many years ago. And number 2, you know what? Nobody is watching you as closely as you think they are. People are wrapped up in their own lives. They really don't care what you're doing when it comes right down to it. So they're not watching you as close as we think they are. And so we think we have to do this or we have to do that in order to impress them. And a matter of fact, in recent years, I learned that to impress really isn't to show all the major things we have. To impress somebody is really to be genuine. If you're a genuine person in how you talk and how you act and being yourself, you're going to impress people. And the third thing, silence isn't as awkward as we think it is. That 3 seconds there that I took may seem like 3 full minutes if I was in a conversation with somebody, because I'm so conscious of having to fill the conversation, to have to be talking and not have any silence in there, because silence is awkward. But silence really isn't awkward. Matter of fact, when we don't allow some silence in our conversation, we don't have the opportunity to process the conversation and think about it and remember what we talked about. We're too busy trying to fill that with conversation that our mind is just going, and not absorbing. So remember that silence doesn't need to be awkward. Number 4, I wish that I knew I could speak up in spite of my shy personality. You know, a lot of people Root for the underdog. How many times do we go to a sporting event and we don't really have a particular team that we're rooting for? Who do we normally root for? We don't root for the team that everybody seems to want to win. We tend to root for the team that is the least likely to win. And people do that in conversation too. They're going to be rooting for the shy person. They're going to be rooting for the quiet one. They're going to be rooting you on, especially if they know that you're shy and you can speak up. When I started junior high, I thought, oh, I'm going to try out for cheerleader. What little girl doesn't want to be a cheerleader? I practiced and practiced at home all those cheers. And then the day came and that booming voice came across the intercom and says, I'm about to announce the names of the new cheerleaders of Lincoln Savage Junior High School. Well, before he even named them, I slunk down in my seat and pouted. My name was not called. But I often wondered, would I have won if I'd had the courage to try out? But I didn't. I didn't have the courage to do it. And that's what our fears do to us. The fifth and final thing that I'm going to mention today, anyway, that I wish I knew during my chronic shyness was that if I got up the nerve to step out of my comfort zone and ask a question about something, if somebody responded with no and I was hoping for a yes, that word no was not going to kill me. The fear lasts for a little bit and you soon get over it. So I wish that I could have stepped out of my comfort zone, knowing that I was going to survive the word no, if that's what it was. And who knows? That answer to my question could have been yes, but I didn't have the nerve to ask. Those are the 5 simple things I wish I knew when I was chronically shy. So I want you to think about those 5 things. If you're worried about any of them, know that you're not alone and that all those lies we tell ourselves are just that, they're lies. And if you want to learn how to step beyond your fears, check out the link I'm going to put below. I published my book in 2024 of my transformation out of my shadows of fear and into a world of social gatherings where I live in the spotlight of a life that I love. My book is called You Were Shy from the Shadows to the Spotlight. Are you ready to find confidence and stop living in your shy little comfort zone? I give encouragement and how-to steps in my videos. So let's walk this journey together.